Cardinal Muller condemns statue of the Virgin Mary giving birth, displayed in Austrian Cathedral. Cardinal Muller, prefect emeritus of the congregation, now dicastery, for the doctrine of the faith, condemned a controversial figure displayed in the Linz Cathedral in Austria depicting the Virgin Mary giving birth, like in the process of giving birth with her, well...
Yeah, they use the term crowning.
Yeah, and which is what you could see. You can see Christ's head crowning. That's what they tell me. And described it as advertising for feminist ideology that violates the natural sense of modesty. An unidentified person decapitated the figure a few days after it was put on display. The statue bears the title crowning, which can be understood as an allusion to the coronation of the Virgin Mary. However, the term also refers to the moment during birth when the baby's head can be seen for the first time as it emerges from the birth canal. The figure in Linz Cathedral explicitly shows exactly this event, the Virgin Mary with her legs spread and the top of the head of the baby, Jesus, between them. For reasons of discretion, both television and other media have generally omitted the view between the legs, which was nevertheless exposed for view to all visiting the Linz Cathedral. This makes my blood boil.
Yeah, we're looking at a charade of charlatans here, and that's what we're facing, and we have to just call them out. This is such a contradiction because when reason demands clarity, these same charlatans give us vagueness. So that guy in the woman's washroom, oh well, you can't look and see what's down there because that demands privacy. Okay, so that has to be veiled when a guy goes into a woman's washroom. But when it comes to the very thing that demands modesty, a woman, much less the mother of God, giving birth, the most intimate moment in which many men aren't even present there. They want to, some women just demand like, you don't need to be present at this point. They want to be with the child. I've known that happening. It's such an intimate moment that, that is to be veiled in one sense. And this is the time when they insist on exposure. They're charlatans. They can't have it both ways. So this is, and you have to, this goes back to the Rupnik point as well. You cannot separate the artist from his or her art. What comes out of an artist's heart is, and his mind is the art. It's an expression of their inner being. It's an extension of them. That's why they have copyrights on their art. This is part of me. This is my work. And so this artist who
Esther Strauss.
Yes, she was involved in this witch talk event from a few years ago, in which they talk about hexes and all these things. So the same woman who's involved in witch talk is the same woman who's creating this art which is devoid of any sense of sanctity and modesty.
Let me read a quote from Strauss. She says, "Most images of the Virgin Mary were made by men and have therefore often served patriarchal interests. Theologian Martina Reschke put it well. In crowning, Mary gets her body back. Whoever removed the head of the sculpture acted very brutally. For me, this violence is an expression of the fact that there are still people who question women's right to their own bodies." That's we must oppose this very decisively. She's bringing in abortion there. Do you see that? Who still question women's right to their own bodies.
Oh, yes, yeah.
That's what she's doing.
Yeah.
So in trying to justify an immodest statue of the Blessed Virgin Mary, made by a woman who's sympathetic to witches and is involved in quote-unquote witch talks, she's also justifying the sacrifice of innocent children in the womb.
Yeah.
This is who we're dealing with.
Yeah.
If the fella, or I presume it's a fella because men are cool, if the fella who beheaded this statue is listening right now, which there's a really good chance he is, what would you say to him?
Well, there are many examples in history of saints who... and examples from Scripture of people who acted out of zeal to protect and safeguard that which is holy. And obviously, looking at the history and intention of this artist, Miss Strauss, I would not put her in the stream of tradition. She's a hostile actor, and this is a monstrosity. So I'd pat the guy in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's kind of like when you tell somebody to wear more clothing. You know, like if you say to somebody, like, you really shouldn't be showing this and that,
Yeah.
cover up. What you're not doing is saying your body's bad. What you're actually saying is your body is better than you clearly realize, so veil what demands the reverence.
Right.
And I would think that the destruction of an immodest statue like this is to actually safeguard the dignity of the Blessed Virgin Mary.
Yeah, a negative times a negative is a positive.
Here's what Muller said: a critique of changing Christian art from being a means of piety into an advertisement for feminist ideology and violation of the natural sense of modesty cannot be pseudo-enlightened, countered with the accusation of prudishness or pseudo-theologically as an expression of an ultra-conservative attitude. If a pictorial representation of the birth of Jesus offends believers and causes division in the church, the aim of Christian and especially sacred art, which is to express the infinite beauty of God in human works, has been missed. So good for him for speaking out about it.
Yeah, but this is the whole object of sacred art, is to not only edify the mind, it's to draw the heart to union with Jesus Christ in prayer. That's the object of true Christian art. It's to draw the man and the woman who are engaged in observing that art into prayer. Mm-hmm. It seems pretty clear to me that these people are not interested in, that's not the object of what they're doing.
Yeah.
The object is simply to generate outrage and to offend.
I want to tell you about Hallow, which is the #1 downloaded prayer app in the world. It's outstanding. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. Sign up over there right now and you will get the first 3 months for free. That's like a lot of time. You can decide whether it's useful to you or not, whether it's helpful. If you don't like it, you can always quit. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. I use it. My family uses it. It's fantastic. There are over 10,000 audio guided prayers, meditations, and music, including my lo-fi. Hallow has been downloaded over 15 million times in 150 different countries. It helps you pray, helps you meditate, helps you sleep better. It helps you build a daily routine and a habit of prayer. There's honestly so much excellent stuff on this app that it's difficult to get through it all. Just go check it out. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd. The link is in the description below. It even has an entire section for kids. So if you're a parent, you can play little Bible stories to them at night. It'll help them pray. Fantastic. Hallow.com/Matt Fradd.